Thank you so much, Ron, for joining me and being able to talk about your experience with Chameleon Resumes. I'm super thrilled that you said yes. Um, Tell us a little bit about, if you remember, what was going on when you first hired us, which is now a little while ago, but you've come back more than once. So what happened the first time?
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for asking me to join you. So back in 2016, when I probably first reached out via LinkedIn, I was in the midst of a career transition. I had recently left the company and was trying to make some decisions about where to go next. And
Mhm.
so I spent a lot of time with you and your team building out the strategy. Um, uh, a number of different versions of resumes,
Mhm.
depending on who our targets were. You guys helped me really think about what my strengths were, how to position them,
Mhm.
how to market them. And, over the years since then, I've continued to refine and update the work that I did with you. But probably what I'm most proud of is the number of clients that I've sent to you.
Yes. Well,
There's
thank you.
nothing like personal referrals, and LinkedIn is obviously terrific for that. But I think the older we get, the more we realize how valuable our networks are.
Amen.
And I'm certainly one of the beneficiaries of having worked with and for a number of really outstanding men and women over the course of my career. And it's my pleasure now I'm sort of entering the back half of my career. It's fun for me to mentor others and send them to you and help, help them find you, and you guys do your thing and help them find their way. So
Well, thank you.
that-
A few
that's
people
what
have
we do.
said, if Ron said I should do this, I got to do this. So just know that that's happened. They're listening to you.
Well,
And I'm
good.
very grateful for that. Thank you. Tell
You're
me
welcome.
a little bit about, some of the jobs that you've landed since we've worked together, like, titles, areas, what you're overseeing, what you're brokering, what you're doing.
Well, the first testing my memory here, but I think right out of the gate, I decided to go do a bunch of work in the world of private equity.
Mhm.
So I partnered up with a very well-known middle market private equity firm out of Chicago,
Mhm.
and we wrote a thesis and pursued a number of investment opportunities in that area. And that was really fun, sort of, being on the inside of all the deal stream, having been on the buy side and sell side of so many M&A deals. But then in early 2018, I took a full-time operating CEO job. And honestly, Lisa, it's the same one I'm in today. So I'm approaching 8 years as the CEO of Pinnacle Climate Technologies, which in the world of private equity is about 200 dog years.
Name, isn't that the truth?
You probably don't have too many clients that could say they've been an 8-year private equity CEO.
You can get
Uh,
churned out pretty quickly. So yeah, that's a feat in and of itself.
yeah, so I'm either really gritty and resilient or really stupid.
Maybe no offense, it may be a little bit of both, right? It's what it takes. That's actually quite funny.
Yeah.
The the branding, I think, how would you describe some of what we did together back then that still comes up in life today or in most recent years, despite you haven't needing us in the last few years, right? So,
Well, for sure. I tell you, the one thing that for sure has become sort of my brand and the hallmark is you're really great with people.
mhm.
You really help build a vision, a mission, a set of values, and build it. You take teams of people that are disparate and you get them on the same page.
Mhm.
You guys did a really nice job of helping me crystallize that. I
Excellent.
just sort of babbled a bunch of words out, and but that very much is still the headline about how I brand myself today. And in the world of private equity, with all these mergers, acquisitions,
Yeah.
roll-ups, different teams, different cultures, I've I'm really a strong believer that if you get the culture right, you get the people right.
Yeah.
The business stuff happens. But you can't get that right. You can't get the business results without the people and the culture first.
I
And
just recently attended a Hunt Scanlon private equity recruiting
mhm,
conference, and that's exactly what they said. They said that they literally see parallels between companies that self-describe as a good culture and those that describe themselves as toxic in some way, that the
yeah.
ones with a good culture tend to always have a better performing outcome. And it really is, you got to put the right people together, especially when you're in these pressure cooker situations that a lot of private equity situations are in terms of the tight deadlines and whatnot. So um, kudos to you for having that and recognizing that early on.
Yeah, it's been a clear one. The other thing that is interesting is just how important now it is to have a global perspective.
Hmm.
I had good global experience
Right.
before taking this role on, but certainly over the last 8 years, it's just been nonstop global pressure between shutting down a wholly owned operating facility, moving to contract manufacturing, dealing with tariffs,
Hmm.
shifting production out of Asia back to the United States, moving production from China to other countries, whether it be Mexico or
Right.
India or Southeast Asia. Um, I would say that the second big point is just having the global view now. It's
Right.
even in middle market CEO jobs, it's just so important.
I mean, even small companies now have a global perspective, like
Yeah.
whether it's employees, whether it's client facing, it's all, everything is now, it's
Hmm.
global. What were some of the more surprising parts of the process that, if there were any that you went through, or parts that were harder than you expected, or do you recall any experiences like that in going through this with us that were particularly challenging and you didn't expect it, or was it a pleasant surprise, that sort of thing? Anything come to mind?
No, the process with you guys was simple and easy. What I would say to people that are doing searches,
Hmm.
fortunately, I haven't done one in 8 years.
Hmm.
Uh, but I talk to people almost every day that are going through it. And my
Yeah.
words to them are, remember, it's a mental battle.
Yeah.
Um, it's it's really easy to get down
Hmm.
on yourself and question your skills, your experiences, your value
Hmm.
when you're trying to do a search and you're not getting calls back. But just know that every networking call you make, every contact you make adds value, and you got to be like Abe Lincoln and just whack the tree once a day, every day, and eventually it will fall. Uh,
Right.
and you got to be really, really thoughtful, patient, persistent, and positive.
Positive and leverage the support, and just it is a matter of consistency, right? It's the
Very
right
much so.
the tactics and the consistency that really, in addition to the branding, that really make the difference. But the what other mindset shifts do you feel may have taken place um, from working together? I think there's no coincidence that you're consistently in the job, to be honest. Because I think when, like you said, you talk to people every day, not just those job searching, but you're talking to people every day. That is your brand every day, that you're just by doing what you do and what people come to know you for. Um, do you find that that's like what sort of mindset shifts have you had over time, whether it was working with us or not working with us, but just over time that helps you stay gainfully employed?
Yeah, great question. I'm a huge believer, and I stole this from one of my mentors, but it's be a lifelong learner and
Hmm.
always sharpen your saw. Um, so as I'm in my late 50s now, I like to say that the older I get, the more I realize how little I really know.
That is the truth, let me tell you.
And I am a voracious learner.
Hmm.
So whether that's reading, networking, learning new skills, new experiences, and being willing to say, I don't know that, but I'm going to figure it out, or I'm going to meet
Right.
people to figure it out. I'll I'll tell you a big part of that for me over the last 7 or 8 years here, running Pinnacle Climate Technologies, is I got very involved with Vistage International.
Hmm.
Vistage is a large CEO
Yeah,
group.
they're
Probably know
a
who
great
they
group.
are. We have a very active membership here in the Minneapolis market,
Hmm.
and boy, it's been a big part of my learning and my growth, my development, and my network.
Yeah. No, we've
Uh,
worked with some people who've joined it
I'm
as well.
I'm
It's a great
sure,
group. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
great group.
have nothing but good things to say about them. The speakers, the topics, the
Hmm.
learning. But whether it's Vistage or something else, just always be willing to be humble and hungry, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you, I mean, from working with you, now it was 10 years ago for the first time, having that knowledge of, you know, C-level private equity work is pretty unique. Like, what was your impression of our team doing that work with you at that time, like in terms of working at that level?
Um, Very, very skilled and experienced. I mean, look, I'll compliment you. You and your company wouldn't be where you are if you weren't good at what you did.
Well, thank you.
And I think what's kept us in touch is you guys are so good at staying on top of what's relevant, what's hot, what needs to be discussed.
Mhm.
And you share it very, very well. And as you know, I attend your webinars and listen in and and suck it all up.
Always
But
be learning.
you're very well, you're very competent and capable, and you deliver results for your clients, and results create trust. So that's why I don't hesitate in recommending you.
Well, you're fantastic. Anything I haven't asked that I should have? I mean, I feel like you've covered it quite well, but anything that you would like to say, any last parting words?
No, thanks. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad we have this relationship, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll continue.
No, I'm super excited.